Now here I have a whole ribeye, and the first thing that I want to do is take all of this fat and skin off of the ribeye here. So I'm just going to use my knife and just slowly, a lot of it peels off, so I'm just going to slowly take as much of the fat and skin off as possible. Now as I'm cutting off the fat here, we don't have to cut off this bottom part. Well, let me turn this around so you can see. We don't have to cut so much off of this here because I'm actually going to take this whole piece off. But first, I just want to get that layer that's right on top here of the fat off. So once I remove that layer of fat that's on top here, what I want to do is cut this part off right here. And as you can see, if you peel it back, it's mainly fat. And I'll show you from the end view. It looks like this. So this is the part that we're taking off. And this is the large end, as you can see from the large part here. And then on the other side, this is the smaller end, meaning the steak has actually tapered down and it has more of a center eye in it like that. So the small end I actually like to use for roast, and the larger end pieces are what I'm going to cut into steaks. So now to take this piece off, I'm just going to slowly kind of pull and use my knife to cut down the crevice here. And then, as you can see right here, it pretty much comes apart, and you just want to cut just right along there, all the way down. So once you have that piece removed, then we can start cutting our steaks. Now, like I said, I'm going to start with the large end and cut my steaks from there, and then I'm going to leave the small end as a roast. Now to cut my steaks, the first thing I want to do is kind of just square this up so that our steaks are even throughout. And to do that, this has got like a little piece that juts out here, so I'm just kind of cut that off first. Just like this, and I'm going to use this for my stir-fry meat. So I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm just going to cut my steaks about an inch and a half thick. You can cut them to any thickness that you prefer, but I'm just going to cut ours about an inch thick is what my husband likes. I'm just going to cut my steaks. So that I have nice ribeyes that look like this. So now with the part of the meat that I'd cut off, what I want to do is just take as much fat off as possible, and then I'm actually going to cut the remaining. Now if you can see here, there's like a little piece of meat that runs through. I'm going to cut that into thin strips for stir fry. So the first thing I want to do is just take off all of the fat and get the meat out of the center. So once all the fat is trimmed from that piece, what I'm going to do is I'll have pieces that look like this. This was kind of down the center, and these were kind of stuck on the ends in between the fat. And what I want to do is just slice it across the grain into pieces that I can use for my stir fries. Now you can either use this for stir fry meat or stew meat or soups, anything like that, but I of course use it for my stir fries. And now that all the stir fry meat is cut up, I'm just going to place everything into the freezer that I'm not going to use right away. And this is actually a great deal because I got 8 ribeye steaks, a small end rib roast, and stir fry meat. And that was on sale for $3.99 a pound, so I paid about $60 for it. So the next time you see your whole ribeye on sale, it's a great deal, and I suggest you buy it and cut it yourself. Enjoy!